Thanks. Hey, Bobby. I guess to start, now that you've had a week some time to kind of digest what happened against Cavalry, what have you kind of noticed? What did you identify in that performance that you're kind of trying to address in training this week ahead of this game?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you don't try and digest what happened. It's one game, and you've got another one ahead of you, so you really have to spin and get prepared. Um, so you can't just use that one game as being the meter stick for what's going to happen in the next one. Uh, I think we've just continued our training, continued on our principles, looked at where we can pose a threat to Ottawa, looking at seeing where they're a challenging team to face, and that's where the focus has been. The guys understand that, and like I said in the press conference, last week after the game, the path to certain things is not always linear, and these games are about hunger and fight. And you got to make sure that that's for 90 minutes, and you don't give periods at any point of 10 to 15 minutes of downtime in any of these games. So I think that's the important thing that we look at ahead of tomorrow.
Thanks, Bobby. And I'm sure it doesn't really feel like a three-game losing streak, because obviously those last 2 games of the regular season not really meaning as much to you guys. But has there been anything you've noticed that you've been concerned by? Maybe just not taking your chances and finding the back of the net?
Yeah, not necessarily. It's been a little bit, an uncharacteristic part of the season. With solidifying the shield earlier on and having those last couple of games. It's one of those things that as a coach, different things happen, so you have to take those things in stride in how you do things. It's no different than the way you plan your training, your periodization for certain things. So yeah, I don't take a lot into that because right before that we're scoring a lot of goals. We're doing all of the right things. So the one game that got away from us was this past Sunday. But the beauty, I guess, of finishing in the top of the table is you keep on going. It's the second leg of a semifinal with a different opponent and no score from the first game.
Thanks, Bobby.
All right, Benedict, you're good to go. Okay, Mitchell. Mitchell, you're good to go.
Oh, sorry about that. Bobby, I think no team has really done do or die better than your group in CPL history. Kind of how important are those past experiences? The final last year, for example, and how does that help your group? Manage these big moments.
Yeah, of course, it's big because when you haven't been in those situations, it's sometimes hard to deal with what happens within the game because the game will bring everything to you. You'll go up, you can go down. It could be a stalemate for a long period of time, and we've been through all of it. Not only in CPL play, in CONCACAF play, in Canadian Championship play. We've played a lot of matches outside of the 28 standard games that you play in a season as a CPL club. So I think that gives a level of calmness to the team, a level of understanding on how to deal with different situations in the game, and just go about it. Because tactics aside, it's the hardest working teams usually. The hardest teams, working teams over the 90 plus minutes or whatever is needed that are going to come out victorious in these games. And you just can't give any periods of the game where you have a low level of concentration. Maybe you have a false sense of security because things are going well. Possession, high, low, all of it means nothing because these games are about moments. And that's the one thing our guys know very well. Because a lot of the guys in this room have done the playoffs and done it a lot of different ways. In being in control of games, allowing the opponents to be in control of games, spinning a score, being up a score. So we've lived all of it, and I think that gives us a level of calmness always in these matches.
And I know Victor's missed the last 2 matches, I think. Any update on him, and will he be available to play a role tomorrow?
Yeah, he goes day to day, so he's a last-minute decision for us. So we're just always trying to move him along, and it's been a tough one because he's had a small injury that's a little bit different than what everyone's used to. Because he's definitely a quality player. So we'll see with that as a game time decision tomorrow.
Thanks so much, Bobby.
All right, next question goes to Neil.
Thank you. Hi, Bobby. I hope you're well.
Doing well, Neil. Thanks.
Each season offers different challenges. How would you assess your team's journey so far this season?
Yeah, so far, pretty big success. We're a team that plays for trophies. That's important to us. We're a team that sets certain goals at the beginning of the season. And for us, it started very early, a long time ago, on January 4th. So we're closing in on 10 full months of being together here as a group, and we wanted to make sure that this is a club that continues to play Champions League, Champions Cup football. We've done that by finishing the top and securing the Shield. But our thirst is always for more. A great run in the Canadian Championship with some excellent games, and overall globally very good football this year across the board. So we've hit a lot of our metrics. The thing is that this team always has an edge to them, an edge that always asks and wants for more. And that's what we're looking for for tomorrow, to have the opportunity to compete for another trophy. But, globally, when you look at the season, it's been excellent. We've lost some very important players. If we look at last year to this year, both, through players moving on, guys like Woobens Pacius, through sale of players and Manjikar James. So we've lost some key players, and we've gone in and replaced them. And being able to win a trophy up to this point. So I think, all around this is a success. But anytime there's playoff football involved or anything in the playoffs, you always want to be there. You always want to give yourself an opportunity to knock on the door and be able to challenge for that. So, we keep on going. We don't just sit on the success that we've had so far.
And I'm guessing the Coach of the Year is not the trophy you're most interested in, but congratulations again on yet another nomination. I just wondered your thoughts when you heard about you were nominated again.
Yeah, it's always a nice thing. That's the same thing I've said to the players there. It's it's being recognized. That's for the work that all of us do, all of the staff, not only just the coaches, but everyone that's in this room and the players, because we try and help them look good. And sometimes they make us look very good as well, and that's not sometimes. That's all the time with the players. So I think it's always a great thing, acknowledgement for the team and the work that we do as a group here. But like I always say, it's much more interested in the team awards as opposed to the individual ones.
Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Next question goes to Benedict, if you have a question.
Bobby, you mentioned that you started the season almost 10 months ago now. How much extra motivation do you need to give the guys to maybe keep them motivated for that long of a season, or is it sort of come with the territory? You're going to have a long season when you play in so many competitions?
Yeah, I think you said it there. It's the expectation. If you're in this dressing room, that and you want to succeed, and we've wanted to. It's that everything starts early and it hopefully goes as late as possible. That's what we want. And for motivation, if you walk into the room and if the players today and tomorrow need the motivation from us, the staff, I think we haven't done a great job throughout the last months, throughout the season, and throughout the last days. This is a group with a lot of energy. They know exactly what they need to do. Go out there. We try and provide the path and the guidance for that, and they'll go out there and execute, and they do that very well. But this is a motivated group. Like I said, we're at our best when we have our edge, and sometimes when we have our back against the wall. So that's the performance that we're looking for tomorrow. But these guys are always hungry and thirsty for more. Otherwise, we wouldn't be the club, who over the last 6 years has 5 trophies in our cabinet and is constantly being there, played in 5 finals, and done all the excellent work that the players have done in all the other competitions, that we've played. Just looking back at it, I look at the games. In total, we've probably played over this 6-year period, and maybe the games outside of CPL play, if you take all playoff games, CONCACAF, Canadian Championship, a lot of these players have probably played an extra season above most players in this league. So they're used to playing a lot. They're used to playing for long periods. And if you're in this dressing room, not only is that a desire we want of them, but it's an expectation.
you saw this Ottawa team just a few weeks ago. Are you expecting a similar sort of game, or is it going to be a bit of a surprise game for this team, do you think?
Yeah, you never know in these games. I've been in enough of these games, and if you watch Forge over the years, you'll see a lot of different versions of Forge that sometimes different than league play. Ottawa has shown I want to say a way of playing over the last maybe 5-6 weeks with change in formation, a little bit of personnel that's gotten them to this point, and it's kept them robust. So, in one way you expect the same, but you always have to be prepared for something different. And I'm sure they're doing the same thing on the other end, on whether, Forge is going to be a team that's going to be on the ball, off the ball, and so on and so forth. You have to prepare for all of those situations, and the same thing with Ottawa. I think there's different versions, different tactical things that they can tweak and do in their game, and we've seen that throughout the season, not only in our games, but in matches they play against other opponents. You look at their last 2 games, and they're kind of do-or-die situations for them. Looking back at their last game of the season against Vancouver, where 3 points could have given them possibly, second place, and then last week against York, and that gives you an image of a team right there when it comes to these games. Thank you, everyone.
Hamilton! Hamilton!